I return. I returned. Sorry, I had tech issues, so it's gonna be another double episode. Bachelor in Paradise, week 5. Little John joins the fray, and Megan, just cut that. Okay, so we're like coming out of the fallout of Chris Coltrane and Alana departing in severed vehicles, essentially blowing up the spot and failing, with Demi and Natasha being like, so why is it okay? Why was it not okay when Chris did it? And totally okay when Brandon did it? Short answer is people liked Brandon. So this is, you know, kind of culturally relevant of the idea that if you are likable enough, you'll get away with anything, and your bros will cover for you, even to their own detriment. Gross. Nat explains to the group her grievances with everything to Union Boss Joe. Union Boss Joe is like, damn, I really don't want to do this, but like it's sounding pretty shitty, so let me go and talk to him. The Union squad goes over there to chit chat with Brendan and Piper, in which they're just like, well, why'd you come here? How long were you dating? Like, were you here for the right reasons? It sounds like you weren't here for the right reasons. Sounds like you were here to get your clout up. And nasty ass Brandon lashes out at everyone in just the grossest and meanest way possible. Like, bro, you're an adult. You're an adult. So he like attacks Demi and Deandra and Natasha for calling him out for what he did and said, and again says that Natasha has no prospects on the beach, and it's just like, where am I at high school? What is wrong with you? Yeah, gross. He says that someone, you know, when you play the game of Bachelor, someone's gonna get hurt. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't play the game of Bachelor. You lied to her. It wasn't just, oh, we both came in here looking for love. You had found possible love, and you just wanted a free vacation and followers with your boothing. Gross. So Riley, again, backing up Union Boss Joe, Riley and Marissa, and Marissa was like, well, Brendan's like, I'm gonna go after he gets confronted, and Marissa's like, well, are you gonna leave here? Or are you just leaving? Are you gonna leave the beach, or are you gonna leave this conversation? And he's like, this doesn't concern you. Bad move. Do you see how ginormous Riley's muscles are? And he's a lawyer. He would turn your head backwards, bro. He would. That's not the one. He is not the one, the two, or the three to fuck around with. Cutbacks to the top of the rose ceremony, because I guess I fucked that up. So Joe recognizes that we can't bully Brendan out like we did Chris. They can't ice them out. Piper didn't even want to come on the show. It's like, little babes, this is a bad look. Don't go onto television with a boyfriend or girlfriend unless it's gonna make good TV. Brendan and Piper leave. So before the rose ceremony, we have Riley and Marissa essentially playing like Adam and Eve sends like a book, like Sexy Simon Says, with whipped cream, and they're licking whipped cream off each other's body. And she is near naked on the beach, and she licks whipped cream off of his toes. If anyone finds out that I'm licking whipped cream off the toes of a man, take me to the home. No, thank you. No. And Brendan and Piper leave, and they're like, we had a great time, guys, but we're gonna leave. And it's like, everyone's like, bye. And it's like, boo, you stink. Leave. At the end there, you shat your own bed, and I hope they know they shat their own beds. Like, gross. So Natasha rolls up to the rose ceremony in her version of a revenge dress. If I can find photos of it, I'll put it up here, but I'll describe it. It's like nude lace. It's like nude over top of like this black lace, tight, goes down one single stripe. Like, it's not my type of dress. I wasn't like feeling it like, oh, I need that, but it was like, I'm mourning my love right now. Looking very hot. Good for her. Bachelor, we go to the rose ceremony, and Wells shows up with the roses and is just like, hey, this was shitty. So we need to just give you an extra chance. So Natasha's rose comes from Bachelor Nation. Very sweet, very cute, love it. So we'll go through the couplings. Natasha and Bachelor Nation, Riley and Marissa, Joe, Serena, Ivan and Kendall, Noah, Abby, Kenny, Mari, James and Tia. And James is like, I really feel like I have started to build something with someone here and I'm really excited about it. It's like, aw, you're such a filler person. I'm surprised you're still here. Thomas and Becca. And then final, like, you know, final rose pairing is, oh, it's foundation. I was like, is my brush peeling? Yeah, that's just foundation. Aaron and Chelsea. And so that means we are saying goodbye to like half the cast, honestly. We say goodbye to Chrissy, Alana, Piper, Brandon, Tammy, who gets broken up with on her birthday. I don't remember if that happened at the end of last episode or what, but bad time. Jacinia, Deandra, and Demi. Bye all. Y'all are great. Chris played Jacinia, who played Ivan and herself, because they were a really cute couple. And as soon as she broke that bad boy off, they were like, no. I gotta find someone who chooses me. I don't want to be rebound. And I got that. They actually go back to the boom boom room for a little bit. And she comes back out, and her makeup is flawless. She is flawless. Marissa is beat the house, and always looks good. I forgot to put setting spray on. Like, the Cinemax logo slides right down. I'd like to note that, like, pre-Hannah Brown, and it, like, starts with Hannah Brown, but it's really pre-Katie, you would have never seen this much boom boom action. There's so much sex this season. It's so horny. Like, get a room, you guys. Get a room. Timmy getting broken up with Thomas is just like, it's bad, but he like was straight up, but it was so shitty. It's just like, Thomas, goddamn. At least it didn't feel like Thomas was bouncing, waiting for Becca. It just felt like Thomas found the woman of his dreams or whatever. And Timmy also gets broken up with on her birthday, and she reveals that last year she had COVID on her birthday. And this is somehow worse. It's like, babes. Babe. Next morning. We got Blake M cubed. The other Blake M who went home first on Claire's season. Claire before Tasha. He rolls in with a date card, and he asked Tia to go on a date. And Tia is very smitten with him because he's got tattoos and he's a biker guy and he's sexy. To me, he looks like a Muppet. But, you know, everyone's for somebody for everyone. So she can have her Muppet ass. He looks like the Ed Sheeran puppet from the Don't music video. I think it's Don't. But with dark hair instead of red hair. Tia and him go on a ride for their lives. Poor James. James is like, I'm gonna go home because the person I like is like someone else and this keeps happening to me. Everyone always picks someone else. It's like, oh, box guy. Maybe a box of chocolate. I don't know. So, I also note that Tia's gone on like so many dates. I think she's gone on like 3 dates because she went on a date with Kenny. She went on a date with someone else, maybe. And she's also going on the date with Blake. She's gone on a lot of dates. They go on a little drive and they have a little charcuterie board. Which is so much fun because after they talk about soulmates and finding one person and he runs up on her leg, they make out. And in her talking head section, she's just like, he makes my vagina dance. I've never heard a grown woman talk about her vagina dancing as much as I have with Tia. But you know what? It's good words to live by. If you don't excite you, then don't give them the nucky nucky if the nucky nucky's not even involved. Jesus Christ, my notes. They kiss. They make out. Tia's pussy be throbbing. Please bleep that, Megan. Jesus Christ. She's as southern as a biscuit, and these sayings are killing my soul. For Natasha, she's all alone because she doesn't have anyone to be with post-rose ceremony because her rose came from on high. On the beach, James is like, what am I even going to do here? She's like having a good time on this date. It's like, what am I even gonna do? And they like cut to her like getting finger banged in the shower. Like it's a lot. Kenny and Mari are super into each other and they're like, we're leaving here together, probably. Like, you're really hot, I'm really hot, we're having a super hot, sexy time. I truly did not see this going so well for Kenny. I don't know. I'm glad for him because I'm always glad for everyone as long as they're not terrible people. Oh my god. Well, Kenny and Mari go to the boom boom room. I'm reliving this episode. It's been a week. So, Dr. Joe of Claire and Tayshia's season arrived. I love Dr. Joe. He's great. Well, I did love him. It's a little trash. They go on the date. They're smitten. They're giggling. He's so nice and affable. And he like is willing to drink the margarita with a bug in it. He's so sweet. And then turns out that Brendan and him are boys. And we're brought back to the fact that it's totally okay if you're shitty to people, if you're friends with the other people in the group. We don't do group justice very well because there isn't anything illegal about being shitty. So we just have to hope that, like, we socially breed that out of people that we can because we let shitty people do shitty things. As soon as he's like, well, how'd you end up staying here without any attachment? She's like, well, Brendan fucking strung me along and he ruined paradise for me. And he's like, my Brandon? My Brandon? You're Brandon, dude. Your friends are capable of terrible things. I don't believe in hero worship, and I also don't believe that anyone is fallible, and it makes me a bitch sometimes, but I'm the first one to tell my friends, maybe you are wrong in this situation, just so that I avoid this. Like, not to gaslight the girlies, but also, sometimes you have to be aware of what you are doing to other people. And Brendan is fully just like, I was doing her a favor, the rest of these girls are bitches, these females. So, Serena and Joe are sharing a moment. They're big, they're messy eaters, they're cute, whatever. They're very clearly showing signs that they are in love and all that good stuff. So, they're laying on the beach and she goes up to Wells and Wells is like pitching her the idea of saying I love you to him, to Joe, and she's like, oh, maybe. Well, Serena is like in the background, not Serena, Kendall's in the background just like, the ultimate sadness. Excuse me, as she watches the man she used to love be in love again. And she is like, I don't know if I can stay here. And Ivan's just like, oh, what do you mean you want her to stay here? Kiss? No? Cool. This is terrible for Ivan. So Kendall looks wistfully and sadly on as she's just like, oh shit, I think I might be leaving the beach. Okay, yeah, so that's the end of week 5. Good week, but you know, a building week. I know why they can't be like, you know, double stacked because football season's back and they're also trying to, you know, kill time until we can like run into shell season, but also some of these building episodes, they're real frustrating. So we'll go into yeah. Megan, you're doing a good job. You're like you're super thorough. Your notes have gotten very good. They're super fun. You know, I don't always need to look at the notes and I don't always read what you say word for word, but don't forget, girl, you're really funny. You're super funny. You're a gem. You're a gem, girl. You should post the notes to your second Instagram account and tag The Bachelor because that would be content. Yeah, girl. Go piss, girl. Bachelor in Paradise week 6. So, Little John's like normal speaking voice when he's not like in yeah mode is really funny to me because he's Southern. He's also like, I knew he was like Tallahassee. I knew he was another Southern rapper like Atlanta, Tallahassee area. I did not realize he just sounded like 3 uncles I know. Like, love that for him. Love that for me. Love that for the culture. So, Dr. Joe with the coconut in his intro really tickles me. I mean, I'm curious about some things. So some people's intros are like pairs. I think the twins from a couple of seasons ago, their entrance was also a pair. What is Thomas's entrance going to be when Aaron leaves? I don't think Aaron has the legs to stay. So it's like, I wonder what his entrance is gonna be when Jock Aaron throws the ball and Thomas gets bonk. Because I don't think they're going out together. I think Thomas is staying till the end. You know. So, yeah. We drop right back into the middle of this. And Serena and Joe are kissing on the beach, being cute together, and Serena's just like... So she pulls Joe aside and is like, hey, with the ocean drowning out the sound of her pitiful whining, she's just like, are you still in love with me? Joe's like, are you still in love with me? And she's like, I never stopped loving you, cries harder to his shoulder. They like go back and forth and Joe's like holding her. And it's very like distant, like, oh my god. Not like, but also just like, my friend is crying. Ugh. Note, why is Joe wearing socks on the beach? Like, he's wearing socks and sandals on the beach at night. No, no thank you. So everyone's super sympathetic to Kendall, and Kendall's just like, why did I come here? Why did you come here, Joe? Joe's like, I came here because I knew it was over between us, and she just sobs harder. And I think that's when, you know, we all know that Kendall is leaving the beach. Bye, Kens. Bye. She gets into the back of the SUV and cries harder. No, Ivan is on rose hunt, which we always know a man on a rose hunt is a dangerous man on the beach. So, back to Joe and Serena. Joe lays some hands, some good grosser hands on Serena, and they tell each other that they're falling in love. Oh, good for them. Love, love. We love love in this house. These guest hosts are like reality competition camp counselors, and I'm living. He's like, yeah, guys, let's get pumped, and it's like, Little John, were you a scout leader or whatever? I don't know. Good for them. So we get two new guys. They run in. And they spent so long on their hot grease body that I actually had to skip. It was like a lot. But it's Ed and Damar. And God, what are my notes? So Chicken Legs and Damar arrive looking hella buff. And Natasha's excited. She loves a buff man. So Damar takes Chelsea to talk, and she's like, Aaron and I have vibed, but you know, I'm here to explore. She says that. Keep that in mind. So he takes Marissa, and Marissa's like, you know, when I first got here, you're the person that I wanted to meet. And, you know, they did a little, but we don't know what she actually said afterwards. So Riley is just like, God, I'm gonna be super pissed. I'm gonna be upset if she goes on my date with him, because like I thought we had a thing going on several times. My answer is obviously, Riley, you gotta eat her ass. Just like bury that face in that butt. But whatever. Edward only is shown taking Natasha to the side. And she's like, yeah, I had a date card with Dr. Joe, but it didn't work out, so like, but like, so like, let's go do this thing. So date cards come out, and it's Edward and Natasha and Chelsea and Damar. So they go and they do art class, and they paint each other naked with coconut shells and all that good stuff. We really don't see a lot of Damar and Chelsea's date because it's unimportant. They're like side characters that move the plot along, but they are hardly the main characters right now. So we see a lot of Ed and Natasha, and Ed just being like a dumb jockey kind of guy, and he's just like, I wouldn't have wanted to go painting if it was just Damar. Like, I wouldn't have gone and do that with the bros, but I would do that again with you. It's like, I don't know. I love a dumb, tough guy. Like, not himbos. I do love himbos. Who doesn't love himbos? But I just like a dumb guy who's just is just introspective for you, which might be unhealthy, but we're not here to unpack that today. Noah wants to take Abby out on a date, but the date card comes and it's for Kenny. They're cooking! So Kenny and Mari go out on this date where they make tacos, and they eat tacos off of each other's bodies. Again, the Cinemax bar like slides down as like, it's like whatever when Kenny's naked, because Kenny's naked all the time and it's only covering up one part. He dresses and makes a taco and then feeds her own titty taco to her. Excuse me, ABC, I'm watching this with my family. I did not need this today on this Tuesday night. They talk and they talk and they talk, and they're just like, you know what? I'm falling in love with you, and I'm falling in love with you. Ooh, they love each other. They go to the boom boom room. How could you not? You just ate a taco. He just fed you a taco that he made on your own tip. The math was mathing. I can't help it that that's how the math goes. So going back to the beach for a second, we're like, what's up with Marissa and Riley? I almost called them Miley. Couple name. Ugh. Marissa's like, I came here to get engaged, and I really like Riley, and I want him to be that guy, but I don't want to, like, you know, put all my eggs in that basket. And then he, like, you know, like, when it's time to get down on one knee, be like, I can't do that. She's just like, I can't deal with that. And she, like, spins herself up to the point of tears because she does that so often. I could see why she's never had a boyfriend. She just spins herself up into, like, hysterics. Honestly, girl, just go talk to him. So, Riley's really good with the actions, but not really good with telling her what she needs to be told. And, she essentially goes to him and is like, hey, I need you to, like, they go and talk, and she talks about, you know, like, hey, I just want to hear from you, I want you to tell me. And he talks about his relationship with his dad and getting that all fixed, you know, really tying up his storyline from Tasha season, where he's like, I have weird issues with my own dad and being intimate and being vulnerable. So he cries, she cries, they hold each other, they tell each other that they're falling in love with each other. Yay! Yay! So Natasha's on her date with Ed, and Dr. Joe's sadly playing ukulele on the beach, because someone's always got to have a ukulele on that beach. Joe and Riley hypothesized that Ed is going to get Natasha's rose over Dr. Joe because of the whole Brandon situation and just, like, her general vibe about it. Bummer, because I really like them. James is like, God, I really like Tia. Like, he doesn't say it like, ah, shit, I'm gonna lose my rose. He says it like, I really like Tia, and I really want her to like me, and I can tell that her date with Blake DeMar really went super good. Like, so I need to step up my cookies. So he does. And he sets out a little date, and they talk about where they're from. Like, I learned more about these women from their dates with James than I actually have from being on The Bachelor. Like, I feel like James is really doing the legwork about getting this relationship going. So, currently in a love triangle is Tia, James, and Blake. They chit chat. Tia's like, he doesn't make my coochie bump. God damn. He doesn't make my vagina dance. So she's just like, oh God. We then get a supercut of all the couples who are in love, and they're kissing, and it's very cute. Alright, so next day they're like, hey, I know you all are expecting a rose ceremony, but actually no rose ceremony today. We're evacuating because it's a hurricane coming directly at us as of today. So we all gotta dip. So for however many days they left. And they come back and they're all like, woo, glad to see you, hey. My personal favorite is all the women come back with silky straightened hair, because it's the first time they haven't had to get ready in a place that was already humid and then, like, being on the beach. So, like, Mari's hair is all silky, Serena comes in with the silk press, like, everyone's hair is straight. Everyone whose hair had been, like, really wriggly that wasn't wearing a wig like Marissa, or just like Abby has straight hair. Everyone's like rolls in with like super straight hair. I love that. We get love words from Joe and Serena and Kenny and Mari and Marissa and Riley. So that's 6 couples with the love yous going around. We have 8 ladies, 12 dudes. And Tia's like, hey. She is like, hey, Coochie. Girl, Miss Muffin, can we please get on the same page? And in her attempt to try and get on the same page, she's like, okay, well, maybe I have to tell James what I want. She goes over to James, like, hey, you know, we had a really good first date, and I want to give you my rose, but, like, you don't do anything to make me feel special. We don't really talk. He's like, I'm just gonna go like to talk. And then, you know, we don't need to do anything special. If you just tell me what I did, I could do it. You know how some people, you find out they're single, and you're like, oh, why are you single? And some people, you find out they're single, and you're like, oh, this makes almost too much sense why you're single. Like, why haven't you atrophied? So he's really, like, he goes from me being like, oh, T was gonna give him his rose, to it not being sure, because he is a whiny POS. Like, it is gross how immediately he's like, where are you? And she's just like, be a stupid alcohol-filled argument. So Ivan and Chelsea talk, and they're just like, oh, are we feeling each other? I think we're feeling each other. And then they kiss, and it's like, oh, it's just like a kiss. Like Chelsea said she was here to feel things out. Chelsea then makes out with Ivan, and they separate, and they go back to the bar, and Aaron's like, tries to square up with Ivan, and they're like getting in each other's faces. And I must remind everyone that if you lay hands on another contestant, you will be sent home. So it's like, ooh. Oh my god, Aaron calls Ivan a desperate little bitch boy. Oh my god, I'm so glad Aaron made it so far in both his seasons, because he is a soundbite machine. Aaron's saying about Jasenia, sorry, we're on some gang shit, so if y'all don't like Jasenia, I don't like you. So, a white wine-induced argument/fight begins, and the episode ends. 3 hours next week, so, hopefully expect me back on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, but, no promises with it being a 3-hour episode that I have to break down. Shit. You know, I'm glad I covered these 2 episodes together, because, well, fuck, you know, last week's episode was quite a building episode, and this week's episode, you know, we have the rising action, the falling action. I just get, when the episode starts, and they're like, Riley's like getting all wound up, but I'm like, that's not, but it's like, Damara's not who Aaron was fighting, and Riley wasn't who he was fighting. Then why is he fighting Ivan? It's because white wine and Chelsea, alcohol and women be making men dumb as hell.